Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow Kaiser. A little bit later getting to this than I wanted. Adulting happened, slow me down. Here's my second deck profile after Friday's collection. This will be my Victor deck with the 16 strides. I've changed the deck a little bit since you last seen it. To be honest, the extra G zone changes didn't really matter to the changes that happened. They're just changes that would have happened naturally, I guess. But there's not very much changes. So I'm just gonna get started. Starting with the zeros, I guess this time. So my starter I'm using right now is Ronbull. The reason I'm using Ronbull is that he has no cost. I prefer to use the other starter, but right now I'm trying to manage my counterblast better, so that's why I'm going with Ronbull. Into the triggers: 4 red lightning for damage and flip, and for now just 2 break pass, which enabled me to play 6 draws. I don't really have a problem putting out the damage in this deck. I sometimes struggle to actually have cards to throw down on the field and do plays and combos and punch a bunch of times, so that's why I went up to the 6 draws right now. I'll take a little bit more of a beating since I don't have like as big 10 shields as often, but once I can get to my combo pieces, I can usually just attack like a bunch for big numbers and kill people. So not saying I'm gonna stick to this. I might go back to 8 crit, but and then last 4 heal. That's it for the zeros. For the grade 3s now, obviously for Victor, it's a Victor deck. And then I'm playing 4 Muscle Shriek and 1 Ashura Kaiser for 9 grade 3s. So I'm running 9 grade 3s because this deck, it doesn't need as many boosters usually as it actually needs cards that can go in the front row and do the attacks. So I've gone down from 14 grade 3s to 13, or grade 1s to 13, so I can bump it up to 9 grade 3s. I chose to increase my grade 2 numbers instead of my grade 2s because by reducing number of grade 1s, that means I might have to end up writing a stride fodder for first ride, and that would mean I'd have less stride support. So by increasing the number of grade 3s, I increase the number of units that are capable of doing attacks by themselves without reducing the number of stride fodder in the deck. I talked about Muscle Shriek before. I like him that if I ride him I can kill something, so if I'm not running Victor, at least I can kill like a Judge Bauer or something, a good starter. And then I've got 1 Ashura Kaiser because of if I'm going to have like just a grade 3, I'm not a huge fan of the Ashura Kaiser, but it's at least like can function. Well, most other grade 3s are like restricted to like sub-clans and stuff, so for the grade 2s now, for Gunzork, I've gotten asked so many times about why I play Gunzork over Szanda. I've gone over that before. To quickly say it, unless the Szanda, you can stand Szanda 3 times in 1 turn, meaning the 1 card is going to do 4 attacks that turn. The power of these 2 teamed up with Ronbull is the same. So in the case of a tie, I like the fact that this guy's a 12k by himself, because it's not very likely you're gonna restand them 4 or 3 times in 1 turn. Usually it's just twice. Then for Alberail, really good card. And for my last spot, I've gone back and forth on it, but I'm still playing 3 Cool Hank. I've been tinkering a lot with lots of like options, like with the Hedgehog for the damage and flip and to draw a card to help manage my resources, but at the end of the day, I think just pushing for damage and multiple attacks and power boost is probably better. The grade 1s for Arashid, the Stride Fodder, for damage and flipping perfect guards, because that counterblast a lot. You need it. For Malaki, or however you say his name, and then I'm playing 1 Space Bit. Still really like this card, but decided to cut down to 1 of it, so I could just have more 7K bases for riding and stuff. So that is it for the main deck. Now on to the 16 card G Zone. So first off, I'm playing for Victor. I think he's the best stride for this deck, since he doesn't like himself use any counterblast, and he contributes like another attack with a power boost on it, and then if he hits, he stands on the gip. I think he's probably the best stride this deck has. I've got 4 Bustard. I am not. I really want to like this card and stuff, but he's really not that helpful. And the fact that Victor exists makes this card not that good. I mean, it's cool and stuff, and it is. I should correct myself. It is good when you do get to bring it out, and he'll be able to restand and stuff. But most of the time, like 70% of the time, you should probably just be using your Victors before you use this. But having him as an option is cool. He makes like an okay stride if you want. The real downside to him is that the things he stand don't gain the power like Victor does, and you're gonna have to counterblast for his skill, counterblast for your heart skill, and then that's just for the first one. So just to use it the first time, you had to counterblast 2, and when you want to do it the second time, you're gonna have to leave 3 damage face up, and between like the other cards in your deck, that's a lot of counterblasting. So the problem with this card mostly is it's very counterblast heavy in a deck that doesn't have room for it. But I'm gonna talk a little bit more about him in a second. I also play 2 Vic Plasma. I wanted to play 4, I just can't find room to do it. I really like having him as an option for him playing against like Link Joker and stuff, but I just couldn't find the room for him, and again, he's also counterblast heavy, so now there's just 2 of them. I might change it. I got 2 Blizzas. I like Blizza for matchups as like I just said, the Link Joker matchup, or anything that tears your resources up where you don't have a lot to fight with. This card can just come out, be strong, especially late game. This thing can be like unblockable pretty much. And sometimes, depending on the matchup, like if I'm playing against Link Joker or Kagura or something, I can use him as my first stride, so I don't have to commit to the field very much, and I'll attack with him, and then with his effect, I'll use it to flip up a Bustard. So that way, if I decide I want to bring out Bustard later on, I can get the Bustard skill to like be ready and stuff. So, and then 1 Seabreeze. I kind of hate that I have this card in here. A thing about Seabreeze is you don't have to actually run this card most of the time. The fact that this card exists is enough to scare people into not trying to do the grade 2 stall, and I don't think anyone's going to be playing grade 2 Rush anymore since this thing exists, but like just in case it's in there, so I can make sure I turn my GB1 effects, but I don't think it's that good of a card. I kind of hate that I run it, but it's there for now. For my G guards, I've got 1 Blue Prison. I wanted to play 2, not that he's a very good G guard, but I wanted to play 2 just to have more. I just don't have room. 1 Metal Element and 1 Dismal. I don't use Dismal very much, like at all. It's just you need to have it as an option for if those scenarios do come up. I wish I could play more G guards. I just don't have room in this deck because of all the G units for attacking. So, but that is it for this deck profile. Trying to keep it as quick as possible, even though it's like 10 minutes. But thank you for watching.